So, good morning, welcome to Kesmon Gaming. I am Dan, and we're in with the start of a new series. So this is 60 Days of Slaanesh. I shall share this up pretty, should I? 60 Days of Slaanesh. So, I played a little bit of Age of Sigmar in the last edition for COVID and stuff. Played some Siege, mainly because I used to always love the Chaos stuff. Back when I played like old Games Workshop, like a long time ago. So that was the intention then. I picked them up. I found them a little bit, I don't know, not too easy, but like I didn't think they had enough interesting things to them. I know you can build them in crazy ways, but it wasn't for me. I built and paint like a change host list in about 4 days, which was, I don't know, 50 pink horrors, about 80 blues, 80 brims, something along those lines. A lot of change, changeling, maybe a change caster as well, a couple of ender spells. Yeah. Oh, and like 9 flamers, an exalted flamer. Yeah, so I dived in pretty hard, and basically had played 4 games for like the local club I'm in was running an event, and then I found out I need to have it fully painted for events. So I painted a lot real quick, which meant that I was like looked at them and was like I didn't like the level I'd done them to. But that's okay. There's it was plenty good to look on the table. I even went to the extremes of carving the faces off the horrors. I saw a really nice job someone had done with basically they looked a little bit more like Cthulhu-esque monsters without any eyeballs. So all the horrors had their eyes cut out because I obviously had plenty of time. So that was the obvious thing to do, was make it easier by doing that. So I basically took a break after lockdown. I didn't really have a lot of stuff to be able to play with anyway. Bought Tabletop Simulator, which I should probably use at some point. But I'm really excited. I want to be playing the game again. There's loads of people local to me playing. Loads of players of the main game I've played for years and years have all graduated towards it as well. And I ummed and ahed so long with what to play. Obviously, Slaanesh is the answer. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing 60 Days of Slaanesh. I looked at Gloom's White Gits so long and hard, but just listening to people who I know play them, I'm like, I don't have that level of masochism. Whereas at least I can put this lot on the table and they can look beautiful and I'll have some fun. So yeah, I played War Machine as my main game, which I'm quite competitive with, but I'm willing to make concessions with Age of Sigmar just to not have an optimal army, but to have a fun looking army and a beautiful looking army. So I want to spend my time. So even though I'm doing 60 days, I've got a lot of time at home to be painting, and that's the plan, is to basically collect some stuff I'm still waiting to arrive. But yeah, is paint of everything, and get it all on the table and start playing, and well, hopefully get some games recorded as well as painting recorded. So that's what we're going for. Before I show people what I'm doing, the reason why 60 days is a guy from New York, New Jersey, I'm not sure, Dr. Norbert Brunhammer, used to run and be a big part of the War Machine community, has been playing a lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol, and then has gone across to Age of Sigmar, and has started or has signed up to have the first international event. I guess we've got like a big international crowd that we've been playing with for some people like 5-10 years. I think I've been like 5 years, 6 years maybe. So he's convinced a load of European players who've been competitive in other games to come to Cardiff to the new Firestorm Games, which looks beautiful, for this. So heed the call. So it's kind of slated at newer Age of Sigmar players, but like competitive mindset players who want to have a good laugh, and like learn this new game together. So yeah, check it out if you are interested. If you're in Cardiff or it's not too far, the event's going to be at the start of December. In fact, it is the Saturday and Sunday, 4th and 5th of December. It's a 2-day event in the new Firestorm games. Only £30 a ticket for the weekend, and it includes food, I think. Don't take my word on it, but I'm pretty sure it includes food and a nice little sort of few giveaways and prize packages and stuff like that. So Norbert's already put together a event pack for it. I'll put the links. In fact, if I put the links in the Twitch chat here for the event there, and I'll put the link for the efficiency. So the links are up in the Twitch chat. I'll stick them in there when I upload this on YouTube afterwards as well. But yeah, have a look. There's a bunch of people, I think, certainly coming over from Scandinavia, Poland. I'm not sure who else has signed up yet, but yeah, we're in like a big chat of a load of. James, there'll be War Machine tomorrow. Don't worry, there'll be some War Machine tomorrow. Yeah, Norbert is doing this. Like, it's a little far for you anyway, right? Coming over to Cardiff, James. James is over in Australia. But yeah, that's the plan though, is to have a complete army in case I can make it. I don't think I can. Just because of family stuff, my wife's just got out of hospital. But I want to paint, so if I could be there, I'd have an army ready. And plus, there'll be other events that are a lot closer to me. I'm in like North Midlands, so there's loads of stores. Warhammer World's like 40 minutes away, if that. And there's Borders Swords, there's Sanctuary, there's Outpost, Element. They're all pretty easy to get to. So I'm going to be buying, building, and painting a bunch of Slaanesh in the next 2 months. I've bought a bunch of stuff already. Things have started arriving in the post, and I'll show you what I'm starting with. So I've not added like the battalions and the spells and stuff in on the War Scroll builder, but this is what I'm going to be painting. Is we're doing Lurid Haze, Invaders Solstice, the Slaanesh alliance, where you can basically ambush in or redeploy a D3 units at the start of the game. So obviously you can either use that to protect your guys or to just deep strike in and be like, yeah, Sigvald's coming for whatever you've left exposed. I've been listening to like podcasts. I've been watching some YouTube reports of games and other events. So I think it was like Evan. It's like a lovely sounding Texan who's just gone 4-1 at one of the big American Opens. I think it was like Florida. Running Sigvald the Keeper and a load of Painbringers. But like I said, I wanted to make some concessions, so I'm not like just copying like a net list. So this is where I'm starting, and obviously wherever's in this army, I then have to add a summoning pool on top. So this is what we've got. So we've got Glutos, or Scullion, the Lord of Gluttony. If you've not seen him, oh my god, it's a beautiful model. Like, is 100% like sort of. This is like your centerpiece, right? It's this huge sort of chariot, very 300 sort of theme. You know, it could be Xerxes being drawn by two huge mutants and all his entourage, like a full-on entourage. So we'll have Glutos is going to be like the linchpin, the anchor for the army, and in theory can take and give a punch. We'll have Sigvald, the Prince of Slaanesh, who has arrived already. Glutos is in the post. Sigvald, I've got some assembled. Then a Lord of Pain. So take a Lord of Pain so I can have the new infantry as battle line, and he's quite pokey himself. And then a Contorted Epitome. So I've got like some really like reliable casting. I proper wanted to put, what's her name? Is it Selexia? Whichever one is the caster of the twin demons. I really wanted to put her in. She's like 5 points more, but she's she's got no bonus to her casting. She's only a 1-cast wizard, and I'm like, and I got a cheap contorted pit in me, but like, yeah, mostly is that she's just not reliable enough. Like, you want to be casting Purveying with her, you want to be slinging spells across the table, but she doesn't have a reroll, she doesn't have a bonus, and she only casts once. And yeah, I'd rather have like a more support caster, support wizard to throw things out. So that's why I've got the colourful epitome. I guess I'll probably put like the Amulet of Destiny if I get 2 artifacts out of the list, which is easy enough to do if I don't need a 1-drop, just to give her that 5-up like ward save, which is alright. She'll probably take the healing spell from the Slaanesh book. Glutos will take, obviously, Dark Destinies. It's not great spells for the mortals, unfortunately. And then my battle line is Unit of Bliss Barb Archers. Not sure how they're going to test them out first. I've got some options to change around with, but I think the models are super cool. Obviously, there's some options there for generating depravity, and then a big unit, so a 10 blob of Myrmidish Painbringers. Might split them down into 2, but I think they want to be at 10. 1 unit of Simbresh Twin Souls. This is like one of the like points I'm making a concession on. So I think Painbringers might just be better, but I'd rather have. Yeah, I want to be able to paint both sets, so that's why they're there. And then a unit of Iron Golems allied in from Slaves to Darkness, just as a bit more of a beefy unit that can pop in, sit on an objective, and hold it, basically. And then Emerald Life Swarm to give some healing into the army, and the Burning Head. So I guess I don't know if it's obvious, but and obviously then there'll be a Feign of Slaanesh, which I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, the idea is not a lot of wounds, 85 wounds. I think that's just because everything's a bit too expensive. Certainly from everyone else I speak to, everyone's like, yeah, Slaanesh is like 25% overcosted probably. So hopefully come Christmas, prices will go down and I'll have more stuff to fit in the army, which would be great. And I'll be happy with that. And then my summoning pool is going to be, I've got a Keeper of Secrets already. So I have a Keeper of Secrets ready to be built. I have a Infernal Enrapturous in case, and then a load of what they call the chariots, chariot riders. So that should be cool. So that's some options, and I need to still get some demonettes, but they're like 20 quid for like a box new. So can't super complain about that. And then I'm going to quickly put on the painting cam to show you. So I've got 1 actual Keeper of Secrets, but I want to have 2, but I happen to have, if I turn off the browser for a second, I happen to have Lady of Sorrow, Strife, Grief, I'm not sure. This is a creature caster sculpt, which I've had since I bought into 40k when the new edition came out. But like, yeah, she's like comparable in size to Keeper Secrets. The plan is to put some extra pincer arms on her, like here and here. Like, so one come out behind this that sort of angle, one here. So I've got a second Keeper of Secrets, and yeah, she got wings on, but it's just aesthetic. And I think that'll work out pretty fine. Certainly, like locally, everyone seems to be happy with it. So then I have the 2 Keeper Secrets. Yeah, I just need to, what to say, buy like 30, like a 30 blob of demonettes probably. And then the way the army works, hopefully, is Glutos is like the linchpin. The army pivots around. Sigmar goes hard for whatever he goes for. The archers see if they are decent enough depravity generators. If they're not, they might end up as something else. And then the Painbringers, well, exactly, the Painbringers and the other. Cheers, Luke, for the like, buddy, and for Pip and Pelican for the follow. So appreciate it. So yeah, the plan is at the start, whichever turn I go first. Basically, we look at obviously deep striking Sigvold with someone if they need to. Plinking off some depravity with the archers, and then the burning head is just like the cheapest way to inflict mortal wounds on myself. So basically, that's it. So the head just flies forward, lands next to like the golems, the painbringers, the contorted epitome. Whoever else it needs, probably the Lord of Pain as well. Whoever's not going in, or not going to be in danger particularly on the first turn, just to basically generate a boatload of depravity from my own guys. I'm willing to throw the golems away. I'm willing to take some damage on the Painbringers, who'll then their Emerald Life Swarm then will fly over and heal. If I feel like I need to, it could be the Twins I was getting as well. The Epitome can heal itself with a spell to heal demons, and then like the Lord of Pain and Glutos can take damage from that or from the Fane, and essentially then heal themselves in the hero phase and then heal back to full. So that's the theory, is that before I've even touched the enemy, I'm generating 5 or 6 points of depravity on my first turn. If I get more, cool. And so the plan is by turn 2 I'll have Keeper Secrets on the table, or the first Keeper Secrets on the table. Maybe enough depravity built that I'll have a second the turn after. But yeah, that's the thought. I said I'd come back to the Fane, so I posted this on my page, which is not this. This. I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do. So I really dislike this section, right? The face of the actual Fane. I think it looks shocking bad. It's like just, I don't know why. Cause I'm assuming it's literally like the face from one of the Keeper models, but I don't like it at all. And I've seen plenty of people have basically just cut it out. Either cut out this entire section. In fact, let's do. So they've either like literally cut out this whole section, so it's just empty. It's just like one big empty swirl, which works fine. I think that looks really cool. I've also seen people essentially just cut out like the face. So they've gone with. So this then just becomes a swirling portal of whatever colour you want, but basically flat. So you cut out that crappy model. Yeah, Luke's saying on the Twitch chat that maybe it's the paint scheme, and yeah, kind of, but I just don't like it. There's nothing about it I like. So I'll either be looking at, if I get the official model, it'll either be that the whole thing comes out, which looks cool. I've seen plenty of conversions where that looks nice, or it'll be the demon face will be just sanded down or whatever, or look at this thing. Like, what's better? Like, that's, for me, it's really a super hard choice. Like, I guess that can I not play with the printed one if I go to Warhammer World? Maybe not, but like they're comparable in price, and certainly like no one's. It's not like a. This is probably like quite controversial, I guess, right? It's not like a recast. It's someone has designed this completely to be like they wanted to have a different Fane, and I love the kind of twisted Yeah, and but this one I like Twisted Bodies. If you've seen Devil's Advocate, there's like a cool, huge like mosaic sculpture thing behind Al Pacino, who played. I would spoil it for you if you haven't. It's like 30 years old. If you haven't watched it, he's the devil. Anyway, behind him is this cool sculpture of bodies, like male and female bodies, all riding amongst each other. And at some point during the film, I can't remember what it is. I tried to look for like a clip of it. It basically starts animating, and the bodies all ride together, and it's kind of got that feel for me, or a little bit like the 300, where you can imagine these like sort of naked sort of bearers worshipping at the shrine. It's pretty cool. Get both, but swap the centers. Yeah, that's the expensive option there, right? So, well, I suppose it's not, right? Because if so, the person behind the 3D sculpt has done it for and made it available for free for the community, and gone, here's my files. If you want it, you go for it, print it. But it's like a lot of resin. It's big. Obviously, it's the same size as the frame, so it's like probably £15, 15 quid worth of resin. Probably like a £5 just to print it off. So you're looking really like they're basically going to end up being the same cost. So it's either just an aesthetic choice or a choice of, do I get one but understand that I can't play it at Warhammer World, which kind of sucks a bit because it's not very far away. I'd like to play that. So that might be the deciding thing. Is that, I don't know. But yeah, either way, if we go for the official one, you can be damn sure the face is going. If I go for the other one, I think it just looks cracking. Like, I don't think I'd change anything about it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works. But that's the that's the list basically. That's this. So we've got the mortals, a couple of demons, I guess. According to Pivot is the only demon. I think Sigmar comes across as Maul on his war scrolls. And then a bunch of infantry. As I paint them, as I start playing them, we'll see there might be some tweaks. If I don't get enough out of the archers, it might be they become a second unit of Twin Souls, or they have to become a second unit of Twin Souls because of Battleline. Yeah, they might become a second unit of Twin Souls. I might play around with things a little bit differently. Like I said, I looked at Dysexia, Civexia, whatever, spellcasting, Wizard Twin. I think you've got to take cogs with her, even like the new cogs, which means she's 5 points more than the epitome on its own, plus 45. She's basically 50 points more because you've got to take the cogs to make her a double cast. And I guess you just roll well, right? You just cast your spells by rolling good dice. So that's the plan. But that's the list. So there's plenty of the new models. In fact, all new models apart from the Keeper Secrets, which is perfectly beautiful to look at. I've got it in the box behind me, and then we'll see how we go really. And I've got the epitome is the first thing I've got to chop out. I'm gonna try to have enough stuff, at least sort of partially built, to be able to have a game next week. I'm not certain if it'll go that way, but I've got Glutos is in the post. I've got Siggy, I've got a lot of pain, I've got the epitome, I've got the archers. I think I've got iron golems. If not, I'm sure I can borrow some. And then I've got 2 boxes of the more elite infantry, the painbringers and twin souls. And one of the local guys has said he went too deep and bought way too much smaller realms. So he's got a bunch of Stormcast that I'm going to take off his hands. So the 2 boxes are going to build 2 lots of Painbringers and 2 boxes of Twin Souls. So just need to do a bit of work and then buy some bases for the right base size. But yeah, there's a guy on the Slaanesh page, Slaanesh Facebook group, showed off some really nice conversions, and it's not hard looking. It's basically you choose the body, swap out the head and the arms, and you've got wherever the Twin Souls or the Painbringers, whichever one you want to use the body with. I think I think the options were essentially taking, is it the sequesters who've got like tabards, they've got like these sort of flowing robes-ish over the top of their armour. So you can still see the armour, but so that's the one that the guy on the Slaanesh page used. So they look really cool, but there's also the option of just using like just the standard, more standard Stormcast to just be full armour. We'll see. My like palette. I should talk about my palette, right? Talking about painting. A palette's going to be like a pale gold. I'm going to start building. Start building while we talk. I want to build like the mirror part, basically. And that's just to start with. Yeah, so the palette's going to be like a pale gold. So, for instance, this section for the epitome, all these metallics I want to do in a pale gold, like I did with the Indrasta painted not long ago. Yeah, the plan is to basically have nice pale gold metallics, which would be like Vallejo metal colour. How did I do it? It's Vallejo metal gold, then Reichland flesh to wash it down, and then basically highlight it down with the same gold, and then a gold mixed with steel or chrome. Chrome, I think I used. Yeah, chrome. Steel. It might be steel then chrome as well. Just mixing in to get like almost like a white gold. I think that looks really nice. So that's the plan, and then some pinks, purples, and then either teal or turquoise or something along those lines. That sort of bluey blue / bluey green. I've got a bunch of basically we're using pretty much primarily Vallejo. We've got Vallejo, some chrome, so Vallejo metal colour for the metallics, Vallejo model air mostly, and then some of the mecha range as well. So we'll see what we get. I'm not certain what to do for the bases. Glitz, glitz, glitz. You bet. It's going to look delicious. I figure, right, if I can paint an entire Change Host army and a decent looking like Lord of Change with like an ombre transition of colour through the wings in like 4 days or whatever it was for Sheffield Slaughter, then I could build and paint some beautiful Slaanesh because I've got like 2 months. Plenty of time. 2 months. But obviously I have other commitments, so I have other things I've got to be painting. And I suppose I don't have to paint the other stuff as religiously. Where's the number? Do you know what I do need to do? Let's get some new glasses. I've not had my eyes tested since lockdown, and it's painfully obvious to me that I need some. So we've got the first one of these. Look at this. It's like, I like how this looks though. The twirls and the sort of, it's like some nice stuff. Even these like the older demon stuff, right? I think Slaanesh is long done. Oh, buddy. Always reach out, bud. It's, yeah. You throw me a message if you're having a struggling day, buddy. I'll chat to you. Otherwise, you'll have to message Harrison, and he'll tell you about his his latest Una list. But yeah, it's rough, right? And I think we've got like a cracking community, and I think it sort of goes past the boundaries of like what game you're playing. It's more who you're playing with, right? So like I'd super like if you like the other like Americans and Canadians I play other games online with, like if they end up playing a bit of Age of Sigmar on the side, I'll be very happy, because I'll be like, oh yeah, we can play on Tabletop Simulator. I have to install it, right? I bought it at the very start of the first lockdown. I was like, oh yeah, this would be a good idea. I'll play Marvel on it, I'll play various Games Workshop stuff on it, possibly board games like Twilight Imperium from the comfort of my own like office. Sounds perfect. But it never happened. That's fine. So I should get around to it. But yeah, the idea of being able to go, oh yeah, I can play these games from home is pretty cool. Oh yeah. I'm super lucky about like leaving house home. So Siggy, it's Eric, right? Talking about like leaving the house, and you kind of get sucked into getting used to not leaving, right? 3. Two, 3. I think like post lockdown, I know some gaming clubs and gaming stores are feeling it, where people have got used to like either playing just in the house or like over like just a small pool of their friends' houses. So even when like you can then go back to your normal club, people are kind of like in the habit, and there's like, I understand though, and some people want to be extra careful, and it's fine. Like everyone's in Delta's picking up straight now. Shitty man. I'm so ready. Yeah, everyone wants to. Everyone's in. Well, that's a prime example, right? Everyone's in a different place. Both like it could be their health, their social life, their work, what's available for them. Obviously, there's people in so many different countries I talk to like about games, right? And some of them are very much not got the same options as I have, like in the UK. So I'm aware that I had my first vaccine in like April. I don't know, my second vaccine in April. So the start of the VTC, I'd been fully vaccinated. And I don't know, I'm lucky for that. So good on, hooray, like NHS. But yeah, like everyone's kind of at their own pace, right? Getting back to the game. And some people want to carry on playing at home. I definitely want to be playing at home. I've got it's Nigel. Is that how you, my thank you for the like. Come and tell me how to say your name, and so I don't just butcher it, because I am just a little Welsh boy. Talking of little Welsh boys, Jamie, thank you for the like. Not so much a little Welsh boy. Jamie is the Moana of the Welsh wargaming community. We did some good games a few years ago. One of the team, he's got like some Polynesian tattoos on his arms. He's a big chap, a good worker, and not sure he gritted his teeth and took it like a champ, while a Londoner called him Moana for a week. Did a very good sport. But yeah, everyone's getting back to games at their own pace. Like I said, I like playing games at home. I've not played a game at home since before lockdown. John, thanks for the like, buddy. And in fact, I think Duncan probably was like the last person that came over to play at my house, which was when I was first teaching in War Machine. So hopefully we can get back to that. If you haven't seen, go and have a look at his Kickstarter. It's doing pretty well, I hear. So if you're interested in paints and like, I know he's developed it in a really cool way. The two thin coats line, it's all done in like is it triads, where you have like a dark tone, a light tone, and is there a shade as well, or is it base, dark and light, something along those lines. So this, I love this model. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to being able to have games at the house again. I've got someone coming over tomorrow to play some War Machine, and they're bringing over a new 6-foot board for me. So I know as Sigmar shrinks, But I'm like, I'll always want a bigger board, right, to have stuff on the side or to be able to play bigger games. So our local club is like shifting some boards around. So I'm like, just realised, where's my glue? So that's gonna be cool. So we're gonna have some games at our house. This might be a chop up and prepare to paint. It'll be, hopefully I'll be able to. I don't know if my rig basically will be able to cope with streaming it. Not that my computer's not good. My computer's fine. It's more to do with the connection. So I'm at like the edge of the wilds. Where's my pen? Where's my glue? So that might be the thing that limits me. So we might be recording a game instead at home, and then we'll put it up on YouTube afterwards, or could just run it as something on Twitch as well. To be fair. So here we have the start of the epitome. So that goes there. That links together. I like how it looks. You know, this is a cool looking model. Kind of. As long as I can find some glue in a second, this might be interesting. I want to get to the stage where we've got the mirror built. So I want to basically build the mirror and the tendrils separately, and then we'll do the two dancing demonettes and something else. If I was me, where would my glue be? Quite possibly in a case. So the plan is to play at home, record potentially stream, but I'd be able to do that with Age of Sigmar and with War Machine. I might delve back in a little bit to 40k. I've certainly got some things to paint for 40k, but we'll see. We'll see. I had a demo of it just after it the new edition dropped, and I was like, I'm gonna play Night Lords. They look cool. I like the idea of these crazy convict Batman flying out of the sky with Vox emulators, making their voice into a scream. I was like, that sounds pretty cool. So bear with me while I look for the paint. That could be a cool army to paint up. So I bought a bunch of things. I bought some live. I bought a bunch of things, including some parts from a 3D printer. Awesome. And the plan there was to build up a little force. But everyone, not everyone, a few people locally kind of went a bit too deep for me too quick. Where I was like, I've got a Chaos Space Marine start collecting box. And they were like, oh, cool, we've just spent £500 on everything we need for our 2,000 point army. So that was interesting. Aha! There we go. There's a new glue. That'll do. So the plan is to paint up, record the paints, record the games online I'm doing, and record the game, and then get the games off at home as well, which should be cool. And I'm in that lucky position where I'm at home painting and playing. Hello. My Glutos has been posted. I think that was my phone telling me. Glutos is such a cool model, right? If you guys haven't seen it, go and Google Glutos and be just in awe. In awe. I'm so looking forward to painting a lot of this line of stuff. I think it's gonna just look. It's got the potential to just look super fucking cool. And between the palettes from having some fluoro paints Some of the mecha stuff. What have I got mecha wise? This was, I guess, this kind of is like my palette choice. It's green. Yeah, so I'm thinking it might be this. In fact, the turquoise as like the blue. Turquoise, and then like pinks, purples. Flesh colours just going to be a variety, I think. Like a lot of like darker skin tones and tans. If I go the way I'm thinking, I'm not certain. So the debasing is the thing that I'm currently going. Where do I actually start on it? So base wise, I'm like, do I do some sand? Like that's the option. Where does this go? Oh, this is complicated. Yeah, do I go sand and like some desert blooms and like various like bit of rocky outcropping? Like some nice slate. This is apparently brought in by my dogs this morning. I've got like a load of slate in the garden, so I don't have to worry about like getting something. Just go out in the garden and be like, that bit of slate will do for Glutos' base. That bit for the Keeper of Secrets. Good times abound. But yeah, so sand is one of my options, I think, which will look pretty cool. Is that just got like this? Just looked at the picture, and I think it goes like this. In fact, what I should do is get a picture up of the epitome on my other screen. Here we go. Alright. It's very much like wrapped around itself, so it's kind of hard to see exactly where it's going to go. But I think that's kind of... So yeah, the whole... Oh, that's really cool. And that wraps around there. So yeah, sand is one of the big options. Very much like leading into that, like that vibe from 300. Like this army coming out of the desert and smashing everything. Kind of that, or could do like a Garden of Eden. So a little bit more on foliage and stuff like that. So it could work quite nice as well. That's definitely where that lies. Look at that. Let's zoom in. That works pretty nicely, like together. It's pretty cool, like how it fits in. And then flies off. So yeah, sand, or sort of cross between it with sand and desert bloom, or the other option was, like I said, do a little bit more like a Garden of Eden-esque. So it could be a little bit of like temple flooring, and then with a bit of sand, bit of flowers, or more of one or more of the other. Not entirely certain. 5, 4. But I don't know. I think I need to spend next time I visit the throne of thought. You guys know what I mean on it. When you go to the toilet, you take your phone and you go, right, let's spend some time looking for ideas. It's glorious, right? It's very Slaanesh-ish, maybe not, maybe nickel. Depends on what you've eaten. But yeah, I need to live a little look around and go, what inspires me to do the bases? It's the one thing I'm definitely struggling to place and go what do I want? So if you guys that are watching this back, watching now, got any particularly cool like ideas that you'd like to see, yeah, let me know. I'll see if it's something that I can incorporate in. I'm not saying show me something, I'll steal it. I'm saying like if you were like, oh, I would do this, but I haven't got Slaanesh, or you do this, but I haven't got the time, then yeah, suggest a way. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I'd like to properly put some time in. I've never made a display board, which would be interesting when I get to like the end of the army. That's not within the 60 days. It's like, I think, I'm not sure if everyone that wins like a painting award has a display board, but it certainly looks like it doesn't hurt, right? If you go, here's a display board to like just perfectly position what you want on the table. I was watching the Facehammer guys the other day. Byron, who's got I think does Byron own run elements, but he's got a Slaanesh army, and was basically saying like if you think about like just how to position your army, how to place them all around, rather than just putting them down. Okay, here's my army. Like you can essentially use like a little bit of painter trickery where you go, well, look, see how you can draw people's eyes to the things you want them drawn to, rather than being like, here's a blob of guys, and are you going to miss like the thing that I really want you looking at? And obviously some things are going to be hard to miss, like so if you put down like a Marathi or a change on the table, it's going to be easy to look at it, but excuse me, got my really itchy nose. It's been raining, which means, you know, hay fever. It's not raining, also probably means hay fever. But yeah, you basically try to guide people's eye to what you want them looking at. So if you've spent extra hours on, you know, your Vanguard or your Lord of Change is gradient, wings changing colour or whatever, or you've done like a colour change paint, you want to make sure you're putting them down for judging like closer to the light, or you're putting like a backdrop on it or stuff like that. Oh, my nose is so itchy. I've got a massive picture of the epitome next to me now. It doesn't help. A5 and A4, but like it should just like wrap easily up into itself. But I've got like a hello. So I've got the first of like the little nodules on the bottom of this. So that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, so that just plugs in there, and then you plug it into like this base section. It's got like some room. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I'm gonna just basically be messing around with building for a little bit, which is not super exciting, I understand. But if you're interested in talking Slaanesh, I'm interested in talking too. And if you're interested in just watching painting, then I'm painting. That's what we're doing. Oh, I've done this the wrong way around. Well, I guess I need to find what that attaches to in a second. But yeah, there's this whole range just looks fantastic to me. Like as it goes, I think Slaanesh, the new Slaanesh, and like some of the old Slaanesh isn't that old, I think. It just looks super bloody cool. Where does this build onto? So that goes in there. Does that chunk onto there? I get it. Yeah. It's such a cool, like, I can imagine this thing sort of writhing across the table. Very, very alien demonic, rather than like, you know, I guess a lot of the corn stuff is like looks more traditional, fire and brimstone demons covered in flames and horns and spines, whereas Slaanesh is kind of more like this delicate, like alien-esque sort of demons, which is super cool. It's nice like that there's that much variety. And obviously then you look at I think Siege is that more of a kind of Cthulhu-esque, almost like mutating, like mass. That's their take on demons, and then obviously Nurgle is, you know, rotten slime and pus and like fat rolls of nastiness that will just wrap you up in its filth and kill you. But boy, Nurgle was pretty close to my choice as well. I proper took ages to figure it out. So if you're new to Age of Sigmar, boy do I get it that it's hard to pick. Like there's so much to choose from. And yeah, I essentially, for like me, it was I want to have models that I'm going to really enjoy painting. That was like the main thing. Is what will I enjoy the most out of all this? And you know, if basically I can spend my time like enjoying the paint job, I do a better paint job because of it, and I'm gonna be happy to put them on the table. Like the colour palette's quite similar to an army I've done for War Machine, but not to like the same extent. So I'm gonna do a lot brighter sort of hues, I think. But this is a bit tricky, but it's nice. It's nice to put together there. It's nice to see the different parts of twisting together. So yeah, we're gonna start today. I was like, I had big plans. start this today, get this done. I need to clean out my airbrush at the moment. So that's one job I need to do before painting tomorrow. But I've got tomorrow morning I'll be doing a bunch of games, a bunch of painting, and then tomorrow afternoon I'll have one of my mates over. We're playing some different games. These are gonna look so cool. So I'm not like don't like judge me and think, oh my god, this guy's such a Games Workshop fanboy. So I played Games Workshop. Where I grew up in a tiny village next to a small town in the valleys in Wales, and it took like if I wanted to go into my nearest game shop was in Cardiff, which was at the time Encounter Games, which is like just an independent gaming store in High Street Arcade that has long since gone, which is really sad. They were super cool in that they had like this huge range of independent RPGs and board games and wargaming. So I picked up some stuff like Cryomech, like D&D, Rifts, and other Palladium games, and also all the Games Workshop stuff. And that was like in the early 90s, and then was it like mid 90s? Games Workshop actually opened up in Cardiff, and it was on St Mary Street. It is literally like a minute's walk from where Encounter Games was. So I don't know if that was like a strategic choice, but it's a little bit sucky for Encounter Games. But I kept on going there because we played lots of other games. We weren't just about playing Games Workshop, which is cool. So I started, played just Warhammer Battles at the time. I had, what's that for battles? Chaos chaos, and some like goblins and savage orcs. Chaos. We had a lot of chaos. I don't think I was ever particularly into Slaanesh then. I think it was Zinch, and I had like a few bits of like Khorne, a few bits of Nurgle. 1820. But yeah, played that. Played some 40k. So played for 40k. I had some orcs, but didn't really play them. I had a Gene Stealer invasion horse. So I know, and Gene Stealer cults is a thing, Tyranids are a thing. But like some of what is what has changed since I played. When you used to play a Gene Stealer invasion, what you play Gene Stealer cults, basically Gene Stealer. Was it Gene Stealer cult literally, or an invasion force? That was your option. There were no Tyranids. I don't think they existed. In fact, in the lore, Tyranids were basically the little dudes, like the little Hormagaunts, look a little bit like Gene Stealers, but with like little guns. That was what Tyranids first looked like when I was playing. So not like scary, huge ass aliens, but more like little, less scary Gene Stealers that sometimes had guns. But yeah, if you played an invasion force of Gene Stealers, you basically had like your Primarch, your Patriarch. I can't remember which way around it was. But yeah, if you could take like some hybrids and various weaponry and like a Magus. But if you decided to just take pure strain Gene Stealers, you basically just got extra pure strain Gene Stealers for free. So that's what I had, because it was easy. I had like Space Hulk and Deathwing and Gene Stealer, like the board game and stuff. So I had like a million pure strain Gene Stealers. So that was an easy option for playing 40k. Was I just opened my boxes of games and there we are. We'll play these guys. So yeah, you just run Gene Stealers across the field. Can your opponent stop you from getting to them? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then you probably just eat them because you're Gene Stealers. That's cool. So I played that. I didn't play like a huge amount of wargaming though. Like when I was younger, I played a lot more RPGs. So it was a lot more of we play Ars Magica and Legend of the Five Rings and Nominee and Earthdawn and obviously D&D, Conspiracy X, Vampire, Werewolf. I loved the White Wolf stuff. I ended up becoming a storyteller for White Wolf, so basically DM, writing stories and plots for their official game, which was really cool. So that was for the Werewolf side, I think, Werewolf the Apocalypse. When I first looked at Werewolf, I thought, what is this? Like playing a bunch of hippie werewolves that want to stop people building. I was like, I didn't get it. But like I was like, I don't know, 14, 15 maybe. So I was a couple of years on, and I was like, oh, this is super cool. Like when you look a bit deeper into the game and where things sit. I was like, oh yeah. Right, where does this curl around? Well, this is going to be interesting. Let me look at my picture. Where's my picture? Help me, picture of contorted epitome. That swirls around there. That swirls around here. Kind of going to leave that unglued for now. There's not much more to it apart from the demons. Okay, that's not bad. So I think there's some demon parts still to go. So I played so many different games, not huge amounts of wargaming, and then I started playing actual wargaming again when I moved back to the UK. I'd moved abroad, worked in France and Switzerland for a little while, and then when I came back, I lived in Leeds, outside Leeds, in a little village for a little bit, and then moved to Leicester, where my mates were like, "You should play these games with us," and introduced me back into modelling, and it was cool. I'm looking at it going, right, that's not part of it, right? Like, don't chop it if it's not meant to be chopped. That's fine. It's fine. It's definitely meant to be chopped, this bit. It's just chunky. Let's get this out of the way a little bit. So that's kind of where I got into a different game, so into War Machine. I played it a lot, so I've played for the Welsh team for a number of years now. So I've gone to like the World Team Championship in Belgium and Poland. Obviously we've done virtual versions the last 2 years. I do a lot of like the extra stuff, so I help run the committee and do like the shirt designs for our teams and stuff like that. If ever you go to like big like world or just general team events are like so cool. I love team events in any game, and I think it just adds like this whole extra level of fun. Obviously there's extra level of pressure, but you know, it's meant to be fun at the end of the day. Yeah, there's kind of like this like little Pokemon-esque side game, right, where you go and you're like, oh, this country's got the coolest shirts, I therefore must try and trade one of my shirts with them. And I love that. And it helped the last physical year we went, our printers messed up one of the designs for one of our teams. So we had this artwork on the back, and like team names and stuff, and they'd messed the artwork up, so both teams had the same artwork on the back. But our team were like, well, we need to get that fixed, right? And they were like, yeah, you do. Okay, so they fixed it, and it was really quick to do. Like, absolutely hats off to them. It was Gamers Apparel. In fact, I don't mind. It's sponsored by them anyway. But yeah, Gamers Apparel did a really good job. Worked with me with the design, and then we did the print of the shirts. And then when they came back, we noticed that was the problem, and they were like, "That's fine. We'll fix it. Get it fixed. We've got plenty of time." And they did. They got, which meant that rather than having like X amount of shirts, I don't know if I had 4 or 5 shirts, I had an extra 4 or 5 with just like the wrong picture on the back. But I was like, that's fine. Everyone's happy to trade shirts still. So yeah, I traded a lot of shirts that year. I won at shirt Pokemon, which is cool. I got a shirt from the Japanese team. It's the first year they'd been there, and happened to find a guy playing my army with my name. So a guy called Dan playing Grimkin. So we swapped shirts, which was cool. And a guy, one of the Malaysian guys, they were there for the first time as well. So I swapped with those. So that was super sweet. And Sindra from Norway, who had been chatting to loads about painting, before the event, and then we end up playing as well, which is cool. And yeah, and on. So yeah, I love the amount of shirts I've got for that. It was cool. Oh, look at that. I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to end up painting this. So I've seen people painting it, obviously as the portal it is, but I've also seen, what's going on here? I've also seen it, someone painting it with like just blood for the blood god. So just like this wet. So that way around. There's some bits of one random bit of swirl. What's that about? Yeah, so I've seen people painting them with like just different colours. Some doing it a little bit like a mini fane, so like a little swirl with a demon face in it, stuff like that. It's kind of cool. So I'm not certain how it's gonna go with me yet. I think I end up paint the metallics, and I think I need to work out what I'm doing with the bases before like I really go too far into pinks. I don't want to end up having too much like the base design conflicting with what I'm painting. So like if I'm using more turquoise or cyan, I don't want to have like loads of flowers that are mixing in with it. Why is this separate, right? So obviously there's one, where are we? There's one that's here, and when you have to just glue in. Why isn't that just part of it? That's super weird. If you're into model making, someone tell me. Someone explain to me why this bit of horn on the epitome you have to glue on yourself, whereas the other side is just like part of the model. Seems very bizarre. Is that some sort of design choice that I'm just completely like unaware of? Go straight in. Because look, why wouldn't you just do it as one piece of the cast? I don't know. So that goes there, and then basically yeah, we end up attaching one to one side, one to this side, I presume something along those lines. And then the demons dance their way up, which is pretty cool. Let's have a look. Maybe look at the book again. Let's go up there. Am I missing any more spirals? I'm not. I think all the rest of the parts are all demons. Which is pretty cool. I need some of these. I think for my creature caster model, I'm going to use as a second Lords of Chain Keeper Secrets. I think the Keeper Secrets pincers are too big for it. So I'm like at that point where I'm like, what am I gonna use? How are we gonna do this? And I think it might be from if I take like the arms from a fiend. I'm hoping that's kind of what we're gonna go for. Right, let's have a look where this is gonna spiral up and spiral off. Once this is on, it's ready to start painting. So the plan is, obviously, it's a complicated model. I want to be painting it in bits. I don't want to be able to. I don't want to be like trying to paint the demons like while they're wrapped around or dancing up the. I've seen one that's got like a cuff, like a proper like puffy collar. So I don't want to try and paint the demons dancing up it. Instead, it's more of a case of paint the demons probably separate, just on some corks. Paint the main section itself as it is, and then I can paint the main section as it is, and also just have it on the table for next week. Will I have enough? This is like a question. Obviously, I need to be playing the new version of Age of Sigmar. I haven't had a game yet. So I need to be painting and playing to get there. So that's my interesting quest is going to be can I paint and play at the same time? Enough stuff. Where's this guy going to go? He's going to go on this side. I think if I'm basically just going back to like the first page and going, if I just place where things are, and that should hopefully let me see where the actual like mirror or portal section goes. So like that goes in there. That's pretty cool. Do that one side first. So if you're watching, save me with some basing ideas. That's my current my current worry is, how am I going to base these guys? That's the question, I think. That's the thing that's going to set on me. Get that right in there. I think so. Oh, hello. It's quite fiddly to get in. There you go. There we have it. So we'll just let that stick in. But yeah, so yeah, sand. I've never done sand stuff apart from literally sprinkling some sand on. I feel that's a bit of a cop out. I think I want to have. I want it to look real good. So that's going to be like a bunch of research. I'm going to have to look into how to do sand nicely. So it's going to keep on popping out. More glue for the glue god. Oh, this is going to be awkward. Unfortunately. Yeah, that should be fine. So, put this bit down. I missed a bit of. Yeah, I think investigating and having a look, see how I do for what I think is going to be a nice sand option. It's going to be one thing to do. Has this guy got a little state? Does have a little stump down as well. Maybe. That's right. That's how I'm doing, isn't it? It's like that. And it comes up into there. Oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I need to work out if I find a sand option and like a bunch of appropriate flowers that I like, or if I do something different. Keep on leaning back towards it, so my gut is that's what we're going to end up doing. But we'll find out. We'll have a little play around. Let's go to that side. In the right spot, exactly. There we go. Yeah, so I keep on going back to the sand as a base, so I kind of feel like I'm already halfway there. Like it's very likely that's what we end up with. Stuff that in. Check if it's going to work. It's definitely work. Yeah, I think these models have got the potential to look sweet as. So I just need to make sure I'm putting the right amount of time and effort in to get them there. We're gonna finish this thing off in a second, and then bounce, because it's gonna be time to go and get my kids from school. So I'm lucky enough to be able to do this stuff at home. It keeps on wanting to bounce back up, won't you? Why are you bouncing back? Glue. Set, goddamn you, glue. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to playing again. I might end up trying to have like a tabletop simulator game before I play an actual physical game, which might be this week or maybe on the weekend. We'll see how it comes together. This guy and there. Oh, what a beaut! What a beaut! But yeah, the plan is start getting games as well as start painting. So I want to be, which would be a little bit awkward, obviously, because I'm gonna want to do some of this stuff in some assemblies. Which is why I'm thinking for this, for instance, I can get this section here, the mirror section, together and onto a base, and my friends at club are going to be just fine with me playing with the mirror, knowing what it is. Like, no one's going to complain too much that the ladies aren't yet attached because they're being painted separately, sort of thing. We've got a good crowd to play with. I might just be in super fiddly. What is it? There we go. I'm sticking to my hands a bit too much now. Good. Let's reapply. Just a little drop. Okay, that should be fine. Not sure what the I've got the epic playlist on for the stream. So if you're enjoying it, it's on. What am I using in the streaming app? I'll check in a minute, but dare not move too much. It is. Am I just being blind? Oh, Pretzel Rocks is my my music through, which is like a streaming app that basically credits and pays the artists direct. So the stuff on there is like copyright free, but it's all paid for basically. Okay, and that is the Contorted Epitome and Friends. So yeah, the plan is get that painted, get it. Or certainly get the start of it painted, because I can just do these metallics and the rocks, I guess. It all very much looks. It's all showing. Look at sand. That's what we'll be doing lately. Yeah, it's all showing the same stuff. And we'll get that painted, and then that's one model I can put on the table. I've got Bliss Barb Archers I've picked up second hand. They're already put together. We'll see how they go. If they work for me, they'll stay in the list. If they don't, I'll go. But cool. So that's the start. I'm gonna flick back. So if you're watching and you want to go, what have I got to do? So this is gonna be Glutos. flip it back so you can see it as well. Glutos, Glutos or Scullion, Lord of Gluttony, Sigmar, the Prince of Slaanesh, Lord of Pain, Sam, thanks for the follow, buddy. Sigmar, Prince of Slaanesh, Lord of Pain as the general, so I can take the guys in the battle line. The Contorted Epitome as like the good caster, as well as Glutos, and then the units, the infantry are a unit of Blissbarb archers, a 10-man unit of Myrmidish Painbringers. They might get broken down, but they'll probably stay as 10. A unit of Simberish Twin Souls and Iron Golems, and then the Emerald Life Sword and Burning Head. That's my 2 endless spells. And we'll see how it goes. See how it works. We should end up basically probably having them in the ward. There's like an argument to take them as like the 1-drop battalion. I'm not certain. Well, obviously I get 2-drop, I think, because of the golems. I think. Check with wiser people than me. But yeah, there's a lot of painting to be done. There's a lot of building. I'll probably build the ladies to go on the epitome tonight when I'm playing D&D. Probably the Lord of Pain, and I can actually start doing some actual painting on the stream tomorrow. I've got Sigvald. Ready to go. This might have been a mistake, but we'll come to it. Yeah, I think he's like a super, like, it's like very dainty but really cool model. And then his base says the same, right? Like little bits of rock and sort of temple and sand. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm so deep into the sand. I'm trying to convince myself not. It's gonna be sand with some cool things amongst the sand, be it like ruined temple or temple floor and sort of wild flowers, a bit of nice colour in the base. But yeah, so. Day 1, 60 days of Slaanesh. So we'll hopefully end the day. I should put up an update on my Facebook. But yeah, check me out on social media. You'll be able to stalk me there, worship those social media gods with like likes, follows, subscribes, whatever. See what I'm doing. I'll put some probably extra like progress stuff on Patreon, but most stuff you can see just by watching me. And yeah, we'll hopefully end the day with the Contorted Epitome in bits to be painted, and Lord of Pain. I've got a Shard speaker I bought as well. It hasn't ended up in the list. Although, yeah, I've also got like any further Raptures to hand. Well, at least I can summon her in, I guess. I don't know if I would ever. But cool. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be painted, lots of stuff to still be built, a lot of stuff to arrive. I think Friday's like my last thing that I'm meant to be having through the post, which would be cool. But yeah, for now, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for seeing all of this this stuff start to come together. This is day 1 of 60 days of Slaanesh. So, Case 1 Gaming, I'm Dan. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you'll see me for some more tomorrow. I'll leave you with that. Goodbye.